What's up, everybody? It's Rob with Muzzle Front. I am at the homestead tonight doing some odds and ends stuff. If you hear a bad crank call, and by that I mean a heavy breather, it's because Brutus is laying down on the floor right underneath the camera. And it's fucking hot in Texas, and he just came in from outside, so he's fuzzy and hot. I did a video a little while ago. I don't remember what the topic was. I just remember the conversation I had afterwards. And the conversation kind of went along these lines. The individual said to me, I saw your video. I've been thinking about doing a video like that on that specific topic for a while, and you beat me to the punch. You hit all the points I wanted to, and you made a lot of sense, and you resonated with me, and I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate what you said and how you said it, and it just sucks that you said it before I did. The conversation continued with me telling that individual they're fucking retarded. Not because I was faster than them, but because there's no reason for them not to do the video they wanted to do just because I had done it already. Newsflash. There is not very many completely new concepts in the realm that we work in. Firearms, weapons and defensive tactics, shooting disciplines. There isn't a lot of new stuff. About 10 years ago, I was part of a law enforcement training group that drove down to Colorado and did a RBT instructor's course with a group called the U.S. Krav Maga Association. They did a law enforcement role-playing and reality-based training setup. And of 14 attendees, 12 guys came with me. Some of the guys that came with me had trained with me or trained in and around me and my mentors for 3 or 4 years prior to going out. And one of the guys, Brandon Hicks, was the instructor at where we were currently with the USKMA, and he's been a mentor of mine for many, many years. Loved the dude to death. Super brilliant, super well read, super well spoken. All the things I am not. The student that came with us asked Brandon, why is it so many things you teach are a lot like the things Higgins teaches? And the statement was, in the grand scheme of things, the techniques that work propagate. The techniques that do not work don't. They might seem real flashy for a little while, but they fall to the wayside fairly quickly. There's only so many techniques that work well, and those are the ones that propagate the most. Going back to the original conversation, the individual that talked to me stating that they wanted to make the video and I just beat them to the punch. I told the individual, John, he runs Fortress Combat, and they do great things with like cross-platform. They mix a really good experience-based learning, martial arts, firearms, and competition shooting, all in kind of like one shop stop, and they do it well. So when John said, I'm not going to do the video now because you did it already and I don't want to seem like I'm copying you. Fuck that shit. There's no new concepts. There's very few new concepts. I'm not going to say there's none, but there's very few new concepts. There's also very few concepts that have been around long enough to be copied. A lot of, I've spoken before about like things being renamed by instructors just because that instructor wants to put their toehold on it or put their signature on it. High ready is now like it's been moved 3 inches back and now it's temple index, or low ready is now like low port, or high port is high ready, or there's a lot of other like goofy ass names some people use for stuff to make it seem like it was their idea, and that's horse crap. The other thing I was telling John was the people that are following me are not necessarily the people that are following him. Not that my followers or the people that train with me are better or worse, they are different. So even if I might say something first or somebody else might say something first, it doesn't have your voice attached to it. It's not going to get to your students as a viable message. So it is important that the industry have a certain amount of echo, not an echo chamber, because that just becomes like this weird like circle jerk cousin fuck. But the concepts that work are the concepts that resonate. And just because I make a video on one doesn't mean I'm the first one that made a video on that particular topic. I think I might have been talking about like body armor or something, and there's plenty of people talking about that. You know, it could have been my feelings on like mouse guns or my feelings on appendix carry. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the topic is. That's my take on it, and it's going to resonate with my students and my followers and my durka. Making a video that's been made before isn't new. People have been doing it for years. A good example is Scott at Kentucky Ballistics. Mark Serbu's brainchild exploded. Every like corner store gunsmith, semi-lawyer, weapon nerd, fake gunsmith, everybody had a reason. Bullet historian, like everybody had a reason as to why that gun blew up on Scott. Some people blame Mark Serbu, which is bullshit. Some people blame the guy that Scott got the ammo from. Some people blamed Scott. It all comes down to one thing that went wrong. It doesn't matter what my opinion is on it. The point being, all those people made content on the exact same concept and just put their spin on it. You copying something, it is essentially the same thing. It doesn't matter. Your voice, your client, your clientele, your followers, and it's just you. There's always going to be haters that are like, oh my god, you copied durka. Who cares? That like they can piss off too. Yep, I did that. I blame Blackwater for that. But go out, make your content, make your video, enjoy yourself, try and reach your people, try and reach more people with what you're saying. Like I said, I'm not the most articulate individual, I'm not the most well-read or well-spoken. I have a particular voice that resonates with a certain type of person. Doesn't resonate with everybody. There's certain people that every time I post content on something, they want to run their mouth. Thankfully, those people are kind of weeding themselves out, but that's the nature of the internet. Go out, do your video, shoot your training thing, do you. That's another thing. There's plenty of training videos out there that are literal regurgitations of the exact same drills. Not because they're not original, but because those are the drills that work the most. Those are the drills that work the fundamentals. There is no, like, tactical shooting. Nonner said that the other day. CT Solutions, I forget his fuck. I'll try and tag him in the bottom, but, you know, he was like day drinking, and he was like, there's no tactical shooting. There's no such thing as tactical shooting. There's tactics that involve shooting. There is no tactical shooting. It goes back to a concept that was brought to me years ago. Tactics don't dictate situations. Situations dictate tactics. The situation you're presented with will dictate the tactics you use to steer those situations in your favor. It's another video altogether. However, the fundamentals are the same. No matter what your skill is, you're an expert and you master that skill when you've mastered the fundamentals of that skill. So the way I articulate a skill or a subject will have nothing to do with how you articulate that skill or that subject. And it's not going to negate the requirement, the necessity for you to make that video or make that content. Go out, do you, learn everything you can, train every day. The world's not getting any friendlier. And you know what? Your re-articulation of somebody else's idea might get somebody in your circle moving in the right direction from a training aspect. So again, I'm Rob with Muzzle Front. Try and get out there, do what you do. Links in the comments on how you can support us. We don't have a Patreon. We don't have a GoFundMe. We have a training site. We have a Teespring. So we're not asking for money for nothing. If you give us money, then you get something out of it outside of the promise of content. So go buy a shirt, go buy a hoodie. Don't buy the stickers off the Teespring site. They kind of suck. But have a great day. Kick rocks. And